We are back again on this lithium iron phosphate 500 amp hour battery bank, GW Solar USA. So this is part 8, but it would have been part 7 since we talk about the setting of the BMS on part 7. So actually this would have been part 7. So I just want to give you a report how the batteries are holding up with my balance leads, BMS I call them. So there's a huge fuse back there in the bus bar, and all the way bus bars here. The inverter is still going strong, it's flashing. Here goes the shunt, and I realize when the shunt, the batteries are full or something, I can see it blinks just like this. It's pulsing like that. I don't see the shunt stay solid like this, the Victron. It's always flashing when it has an activity, or no, it still works that way. So let's go check the battery on the monitor and see. We've gone approximately 2 days, going to day 3, since this battery was charged. And this battery hasn't been charged. We just want to drain the power out of it so that we can measure the kilowatt hours we have generated, or we already took from the battery, and see if it's correct, because this one's a brand new cell. So these cells, we just want to make sure that they read the capacity that they are rated for. Each cell is a 80 watt, which is approximately 25 amp hours at 3.2, 3.6 max charge, or 6.5. So everything is working correctly. It's cool to the touch. Let's go to the screen, tablet. Here is the live view. What is going on? It says we have about 5 hours if we continue pulling this kind of load, 201 or 200 watts. And it's saying, and you see the time up there, it's just past noon, and it's on a GW Solar USA test site. So the E is missing there because it ran out of space to get a E. 18%, and we have consumed, okay, that's one load just fall off, the other freezer, see the number just dropped, right? The upright freezer is down, and now we have 98 on the other freezer. So we have 18% left, and the battery bank is rated at 500 amp hours. Now you can see the numbers changing. It says 7 hours 15 minutes and climbing. If we keep running the 99 or 98 watts we pull in. So the battery is sitting right now at 12.7, and we pull in 7.15 amps from the battery. So I just want to make sure that this battery, the way is rated, or the way we already set it up to rate to that particular specifications, we made it. But the amps are close to the 500. So the kilowatt hours, that's what we're going to be checking here. If you can see, we already discharged the battery at 5.3 kilowatt hours, zero charge energy. And if you see now, we have a 411 amp hours accumulative amp draw. And we have the deepest discharge 414, because I think the deepest discharge, I think the way I can explain it, or maybe what, I don't know, maybe you guys know something like this more than I do, and it's like, I think my freezers has a time when they do the defrost, and after they work so hard, and it's gonna go back on defrost and pull all the power again, you can see a huge amount of amps coming up from the battery, like just like when you have a door heater on your refrigerator, so that the seal can able to lock the door really tight, like a seal tight, so that no air can get in there. So I think that's what the freezer and fridge is doing. If you look at that, you can see the deepest discharge is 414, and we have 411 accumulative amp draw. I hope it makes sense. And this is what we are, or this is what we have generated or consumed from the battery, discharge energy from the battery. So guys, if you look at it here, this is what it is, live at JW Solar USA. I can't wait for this thing to just shut down and I can give you update. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Okay, we are coming to the end of the test. We are sitting at 10% state of charge, and we already have 458 amp hour consumed, and 11.56. I suppose I set the inverter to 11.5 or 11.2, something like that, but I'll make a cross reference here. You guys can see it says we have 2 hours and 29 minutes, and we pull in approximately 200 amps at 17. So let's go back here, and we accumulated or discharged 6.6 kilowatt hours. So it's supposed to be 8 kilowatt. Like I said earlier, this system has not been calibrated, but soon after we discharge this system, the capacity test we've done, this is approximately 2.5 days. So these are the results, and we are now 10/17, which is 22/17 hours, and this is what it is. This is the MERC50 from Magnasign. Is the remote display. So we're gonna go to the function and see what's the cutoff. Okay, I set it up for low battery cutoff. That's the LBC at 11.2. We might probably try to bring it down to 11. Yeah, let's keep it 11. So if we go 11, so just divide 11 times, no, 11 divided by 4. This 11.2 would have been the best one, but I want to make sure that the battery cut off before the inverter. But we're gonna get this thing's gonna probably cut up with the when the batteries are when the freezer or refrigerator is going to that defrosting mode, and will shut off the inverter. So 11 11 volts divided by 4, 2.75 volts per cell. That's way too low. Would have been 2.8, I suppose, when we have an 11.2. Now I just realized one of the refrigerator just shut off due to cycling mode, and we are sitting at this 11 amps. The freezer is pulling as of now. So we're waiting for 5 millivolts, half a volt. Then I think that will be the end of this test. And what I'm gonna do, if I remember, I will to do a voltage test on the cells, each cells, because someone has asked me if I can do a voltage test to see if the batteries are balanced. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna be up, because it's already over 10 p.m., which is 22 hours, 10:22. So I don't know when we're gonna be able to consume this one, the 0.5 millivolts. It seems like I heard, it's just like I had to click on the defroster. Maybe it's on again, but to take half a volt is not an easy task when it comes to lithiums. And one thing that really surprised me about these batteries, I'm so amazed, is the battery. If this one was a Nissan Leaf, at this point it would have been dragged all the way down, when it almost comes to the flat curve after it's taking a diving thing. It's a deep diving, and it's just gonna drown really fast. Boom, done, shut off. But these batteries are holding up pretty well, not knowing that just a 25 amp hour per cell, which is a 80 watts times 25 of them. So that's there's a 4S5P on each module, so it's 25 amp hours each on each module. So we have 4 of them. That gives us the 500 amp hours. Okay, so let's see, 125 times 4. Let's see how these go. If I'm gonna be up, I'll catch it, or else it's gone. All right, like and subscribe. All right, we are seeing at 10.6. I reduced the threshold to 10 volt. This cannot handle it anymore. Look at that. 10 volts, low battery cutoff. So I want to drain this battery to 0%, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Look what is happening here. Is 10.3. The system already shut down once, twice, so I'm just pushing it. So I'm dropping the low battery cutoff thing, and 8%. The shunt is reading at 8%. And it says if it runs on this voltage or this amps continuously, it's 3 hours, 12 minutes. Well, I find it hard to believe, but this is what it is. Check this out. It says a 466 amperes deep discharge, and look at this. Cumulative amp hour drawer is 518. Oh, the other freezer just kicked in. And see how much this is gonna be. If it's the 519 is the actual accumulated amp drain compared to this one, tell me what you think. This is the deepest discharge. If we already made it to the 500 amp hours, 519, tell me what you think, or put it on the description below what you understand by that. I've never drained my battery to this level. Never. 8%. That's ridiculous. So if you look at now here, it said we have 6.7 amp hours. Okay. 6.7. So I don't think we're gonna make it to the 8 kilowatt. But on the amp hours, I think we made it, I suppose. Tell me what your thoughts are. At the bottom here, you can see, so the maximum charge, it dies. You give up. The inverter shut off. So we charged the battery to 14.56, and we are now at 9.91 volt. So I think this is the end of the test at 8%. We can do this 8% as a reset. So we're not gonna I've seen some tests, people go all the way 0. I don't know how they do it, but the load is low, and I don't know how we cannot go all the way past this. So I would think this is what we're gonna do, and go all the way to the bottom here and reset the history. And up here, remember what we already accumulated right there. Then it's all done. So I think this is the end of the show. Like and subscribe. JW Solar USA. Thanks for watching. We are taking the 8% as 0%. Okay, so we go back here and hit this one, and come here and push the reset. Then we erase everything. Everything went back to 0. So this is gonna be our 0 point. Anytime we hit to this point, and I have the inverter at 10 volt. There goes the warning light that we already below the threshold. And you know, lithium batteries always trying to charge, come up, you know, trying to be, you know, the voltage comes back. And look at that, I set the voltage to 10 volt. So any surge that goes down to 9 point, you saw it on the screen, 9.9, that's why the inverter shut off. If I would have brought it down to 9.5, probably would have been drawing that power all the way. But there's no need, there's no point we can make anymore that the battery has to go more than that. What am I going to squeeze from that thing again? Nothing. So let's leave it that way, and we're gonna go back, and now the inverter is not gonna shut off, so still on that red light until we charge it up again till tomorrow. We're switching to the bigger system now to run the system, to run the house. Like and subscribe. JW Solar USA. If you like this test, you know, thank you for following us all the way to the end, instead of wasting all the power or just like burning on heat. guns and all that kind of stuff. But this I use wisely to cover all my equipment and bill reduction instead of just wasting it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you push that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell for next videos that's coming up, and we're going to check the voltage on this battery as we speak. Thanks for now.